This is a little over the top, but if you have kids in sports, chances are you've come across parents just like that. Yelling at the refs, yelling at the kids, but this isn't the best way to bring out success.
Because it's you lightening up.
Yeah, lighten up, I guess, right? Fall sports have begun, and whether you're a first-time sports parent or maybe a seasoned, there are a lot of things we can learn to help support our kids in sports. Joining us this morning is Rich Tomey. He's the Executive Director of Arizona's Positive Coaching Alliance. Rich, good morning.
Good morning.
This video was not a great reminder of moments that I've had on the sideline, and maybe you at home as well. But if you can tell us, it's really important for parents to support their kids on the sideline.
Yeah. I mean, it's all connected, right? I mean, coaches, parents, and athletes. Positivity is something we choose to do, right? So we at Positive Coaching Alliance have what we call a development zone. So coaches, parents, and athletes all have their own job, their own mission. And really at the forefront of that is what we call our second goal parent, which is the first goal is to just, let the coaches and the team handle everything on the field. The parent's job is basically to ensure that they're learning life lessons and be positive and look at the big picture, because we need to, sometimes I coach my kids, you have kids in sports, so we lose sight of the big picture, I think, a lot of times. And I'm guilty of it. I think we all are. So I think for parents, the best advice I could give is just step back, think of the big picture. Sports teaches us the greatest lessons we can learn in life. You know?
And there's things that I think that your organization has shared about conversations parents can have with their kids after the game when the game didn't go very well.
Right, the dreaded car ride home, right?
Right, oh my goodness, yes.
It's hard because I find myself guilty of it too. And I think what we need to do is sometimes let the kids volunteer if they want to talk about what happened. We all saw what happened, but do they want to talk about it? And what did they learn from it? And I think if we can instill those values in kids and how they learned and what they learned from sports or what they learned today, or they made an error, how did they bounce back, or how do you overcome these things? I think sports gives us that opportunity that a lot of things don't. So it really gives us the real life experience on the field that we can't get in a lot of places.
Some of the tips that you sent over were setting goals, cheer for the players on both teams, which I think for some parents may be challenging. Resisting the temptation to critique during the car ride home. One of the things that I learned from one of our coaches was just to get in the car and say, I loved watching you play.
Yeah.
And that's
those
it.
Words, yeah.
I loved it. You don't critique. You say, I loved watching you play today.
Those are the magic words. And really, the coach on the team is the one has the most important role, because a coach can either set the boundaries with parents, have expectations, or he can be the kind of coach that yells and screams, and the parents emulate that. So I think the parents always look to the coach. The coach has the responsibility to set the boundaries with the team, the expectations, and then usually the parents will follow. So in my mind, the coach is probably the most important piece to this, is setting what this experience should be all about. So almost 70% of kids quit sports before their age 13,
and
by
that's
age
sad.
13. And the reason is because of this, and either they have a great experience and they want to move forward, or they don't, and so they lose out on the life lessons and all the great things sports teaches us. So I think that's what we got to remember as parents and sports parents, that hey, there's a bigger picture out there.
Yeah.
You lost the tournament, you're going to forget it on the way home.
And I think it's important to remind ourselves too, because it was last week or the week before, we were talking about a national ref shortage in youth sports. And this is one of the reasons, because it comes down to parent activity on the sidelines and after the game and how they interact with the refs. I
always tell parents, why don't you try and be an umpire and see how that feels? It's a hard job. So I think we need to, it's hard. I mean, I coach, and it's hard to bite your tongue sometimes with bad calls, but you know what? They're human, and these things happen. So we just got to remember, and you're right, there's a big shortage, and it's because of that reason.
So I know that you all coach, you train coaches, you have resources for parents. How can folks reach out to you if they have questions about that? Yeah,
I would say our website, positivecoach.org, is probably the greatest resource. There's tons of information. We have a national advisory board of hundreds of professional athletes and Olympians and coaches with great advice and tools, and we work with tons of schools and leagues here in Arizona, so it's a great opportunity for sure.
Rich Tomey with the Positive Coaching Alliance here in Arizona. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you, and great information for all of us parents, Troy, as well. Good stuff.
Great tips, you know, and I've got a daughter who's a Division I athlete right now. I can't even tell you the highs and lows we had over the years, and as a parent, I always tried to talk to her about effort and attitude, 2 things that she can control, because there's a lot of stuff in sports you can't control, but yeah.
Go for it, Rich.
Well, we're tossing it at the break. So, all right.
Rich
gas
has got
prices.
good hands.
Break the lights.
Yeah, gas prices are up again. How about that? So they have jumped again overnight here in our state. We'll tell you what's going on.
During the pandemic, but is that still the case? Is it still a popular thing with you when it comes to staying home? What new data is finding this morning?
And here's a question for you. And you know, I mean, look, there's no stadium that has cheap beer. So what stadium in the NFL has the most expensive beer? And where do the Cardinals rank? And now's when we're tossing the ball, Celeste. And you're in like 8-inch heels, but you got to catch this thing.
Why don't you throw it to Rich? Throw it to Rich.
It depends on who's open.
Go for
I'm not going to throw the pick. Rich? Oh, there he is. All right, put it in. Oh, very nice.
Okay, give it to me.
All right, fight for it. Rich, let me see you defend her. Here we go.
Interception!
Did you see her look at you? All right, I'll hand it off. Ready? Rich, you got to tackle. Ready? Go! Flea flicker, back here. All right, now you're open.
What was
you got to
that?
catch that.
That was way over.